How many swallows can you fit on a branch?
Kia ora everyone.
Kia ora.
Hope you're all well. We are having an amazing time. You'll probably see by the footage, we've just come down off of the mountain, which was really nice.
Bit chilly.
Yeah, at night time it was cold. We had to get out our fleeces to cover up our quilts.
Yeah.
And we slept in PJs for the first time in a long time.
Well,
it was,
t-shirt anyway.
Well, yeah, PJs for us. Yeah, so when we was up there, we come across a really nice chap called David, a Kiwi. He's lived all his life and he spent 18 years in a van. And he was telling us about this highway. So this is Route 43, or Highway 43?
Yeah, it's Highway 43. It's the Forgotten World Highway. It's the only highway which isn't fully metalled. So there's a section of it which is gravel. It's about 25 kilometres, but on the whole length of the highway is 195, so it's a relatively short section. But it's not very well travelled, and like Forgotten World, it says it all. So, you know, we were planning on doing this on the way back, but we had a bit of a disaster with the ferries, in that we couldn't book them.
They were so booked up. It was madness how booked up it was.
Yeah.
And we've ended up with a crossing at 2 o'clock in the morning, which is more expensive than any other time of the day.
Yeah.
But it was the only one we could get. Otherwise, we're going to have to wait another 4 weeks. And the South Island's weather's not as...
It's in European terms, it's further north.
Yeah.
That works.
So, yeah, the weather's not going to be... It's not so reliable and what have you. So we obviously want to go there with some fairly good weather. So we had to more or less take what we could get, didn't we?
In the next 2 weeks, there was a crossing today at 8:45 this morning. But that would have been pushing it. Major U-turn. We're heading back north again.
Not too far north.
Not too far north, but it enables us to take in something that I read about, and to be honest with you, I read it and I thought it was on the South Island, so I wasn't looking for it on the North Island.
Yeah.
And we also are going to, on the other end of here, it's a short distance to Lake Taupo. Anyway, there's a big lake on the other end of this, so we can take that one as well, which is something else we were going to do on the way back. So yeah, it all works either way around.
Yeah.
So come with us on this amazing highway.
We hope it's amazing.
Yeah.
We've been told it's amazing.
We've been told it's amazing. Of the stuff that I've seen about it, it is amazing. So yeah.
Yeah.
Let's get going. It's not fully metal.
A drover's track. So what's a drover's track? Like
where the old farmers. So this is where the farmers used to drive their cattle.
Oh right.
Through the passes and through the hills and stuff to market. A lot like the roads in overpasses and stuff you get in the UK and in Europe. They would have followed the tracks that everybody's been using for, well, in Europe certainly thousands of years. Over here, ever since anybody decided to walk across the hills, I suppose.
Yeah. Gosh, look out. No shooting. You wanna just poke it out that side, see what I can see? So there's a pistol club further back, so that's probably one of the reasons why there's no shooting.
Nah, it's because everybody in New Zealand likes to go shooting and fishing.
Shooting and fishing, yeah. Game is a big thing here.
Yeah, and there's lots of stuff you can shoot and stuff without having to worry about it. Possums, obviously.
Possums.
But there's other stuff that they allow you to shoot, I believe.
Yeah.
Without having to worry about it.
I don't know if you can shoot the wallabies, but wallabies are a pest here. They're not supposed to be here, but they are. Wild goats, you have to report in some areas wild goats. What was the other thing we had to report? Oh, cattle, cattle on the road.
Loose cattle.
Yeah.
But obviously you don't want to be shooting them. And
depends how hungry you are.
Dolphins.
I don't think we're going to find any along here, love.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
So the Maui dolphin, it's got a rounded dorsal fin.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Maui's dolphin. It's a subspecies of one of the dolphins on the southern island, but it's a different DNA type thing. So yeah.
And they just want us to phone in so they know where they are, because they are very, very endangered.
Yeah, there's about 100 of them apparently.
Wow. So yeah, not a bad view though, eh?
So Willow found a bug on a post.
It's scary. It's prehistoric.
Yeah, it's got some nasty looking pinchers on it. But I bet they're not, but you know. We'll stick a bit of film in, because I don't think we're going to get too close with this one. Okay.
Yeah, come look.
Let's see if we can get a bit closer.
I'll tell you what, I look at stuff like this and I think to myself, not too sure if I'm ready to go to Australia.
Could be a cicada. But them pincers on the front look interesting, don't they? I wonder if we can get a bit closer.
So we've got a red light, so that means somewhere along here the road has seriously fallen away.
It's going to be a single lane somewhere, and they're probably doing some work to sort it out.
Yeah. We're off. As we suspected, the road has seriously come away. Oh shoot, that was big. That was big. Can you imagine if you was driving along this when it happened?
Yeah.
Golly gosh. Honestly, for every bend there is bits of silence. This is a high fatality route for motorcyclists, or accident route for motorcyclists, so
you can understand why.
Yeah, so if you do come down here, guys, and you're wanting to put your knee down and just look like, turn up, please be careful.
Turn up's got a different meaning over here, isn't it?
Has it?
Yeah, well, 100 kilometres an hour is only 62 miles an hour, and a ton up in the UK is 100 miles an hour, which is what, 140 kilometres?
So maybe they'll rename it, not the Forgotten World Highway, Heaven's Highway. Hopefully not though, because like at the end of the day.
So I was reading a lot of the signage about this highway, and yeah, I mean it was what has been covered was finally covered in 1960, but a lot of it, even in the 1920s, was still mud and gravel. And there was a story, one of the Prime Ministers rocked up to celebrate something or other, and they tipped him into a mud pool just to emphasise how muddy it gets. And he took it with good humour, because apparently he came from the same place as the miners that were up here. And a year later they got a whole half a mile of metalled surface. But I suppose it's just at the top, or wherever the worst conditions are. But this would have been built by what we would call navvies. They call them, I forget what they call them now. I think it was bushwhackers or bushmen or something. No, bushwhackers are bushcutters. That's it, bushcutters. And they were supplied by horse and cart. A lot of the time, not very regularly, and they lived in fairly rough, tented conditions.
I should put the correct name on the screen, but we are in the Republic of Wangamona. So this area is completely independent of New Zealand.
Well, it declared its independence.
It declared independence, and you can actually get... That's an Australian crow. You can actually get your passport stamped here. Interesting little fact.
At if the office is manned, they can actually stamp your passport. So we didn't bring ours with us.
Do you reckon we should ask for political asylum? So we can stay? What do you think, guys? I think that's a pretty good idea, don't you? We was talking earlier on about staying, but you know, if we stay here.
21st of January, Republic Day. Is that them?
Could be. Well, they've got a hotel and a campground and a church and a hall, town hall, public toilets.
Probably a pub in there somewhere.
Yeah, probably a pub in the hotel.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I reckon we've got everything we need, really, don't we?
Yeah.
The sign said shit can happen really fast, so enjoy yourself while you're here. We're going into another world, another realm. And there should be glowworms in here, shouldn't there?
You would have thought so.
Maybe it's not wet enough for them.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's too busy.
Well, that was rather not unexpected, because we got told that there was one, but there was no signage for that, was there?
No, let's go and have a look.
Let's have a look. 3.5 metres.
Oh, it's good job we checked before we went through then.
It's on this side, but it's not on the other side.
Oh, right.
It's starting to rain.
It is.
Told you we was coming into a different realm.
Yeah.
We're coming back into the wet. That sounds like a Rosalie.
It's a Rosella.
Rosella. Rosella. Do you want me to drive for a bit?
Yeah, if you want, I don't mind.
I'm just laughing because I just said, oh, I'll drive for a little bit. I've literally gone about 1 kilometre and now we're coming to the gravel road. So we pulled over and guess what? Kevin's driving.
Yeah, Willow doesn't want to drive the gravel road.
I don't want to drive the gravel road.
Hang on.
You'll probably see from either last week or maybe this week. I don't know when you're going to see it, but we started off on the gravel road, didn't we, when we left the Bridal Vow waterfall, and it was just
It's too much.
it was too much. And also, like, when I brake, I want to be able to stop, and I wasn't stopping. So we'll see how we get on. We'll see how Kevin gets on. See you on the other side, people. This is not half as bad as what we was at.
No, this is almost when they're just before they're going to surface it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where they've just scrubbed it off, where they're going to top dress it. I'm guessing a bit of dampness helps. A little bit of dampness will keep the dust and stuff down. Too much dampness and it's going to get a bit muddy.
So where are we off to, Kevin?
We're off to see Joshua Morgan's grave.
And who was Joshua Morgan? Let's remind the people.
He was described as the pioneer surveyor that blasted the trail through this valley, through this gorge, through this valley. Unfortunately, he died en route.
What?
This is about halfway, I think, and he developed severe stomach cramps. So a couple of his crew went back to the coast, 50 kilometres, and brought back medicine, which didn't seem to do much. They then dispatched somebody else to get help, but unfortunately by the time they came back, he'd already died. He's suspected of dying of peritonitis.
Peritonitis, not nice.
Which I believe back in the day wouldn't have been something they would have been able to cure with medicine anyway. I'm not sure. Can't look it up because we've got no service.
There's no internet. What a surprise.
Yeah. So he was survived by his wife, who died 60 years later in Auckland.
And how old was he when he died?
I think he was 35 when he died. So
If you see pictures, we'll show a picture when we go back. He looks awful lot older.
he does, yeah.
Looks nice little pool, nice hot day.
Yeah.
Get in there and have a bit of play.
As I say, his wife survived him. 60 years later she died. She died in Auckland, and her ashes are buried next to him out here.
Oh. And here we are.
Yeah, 2 or 3 people turned up, so
Joshua Morgan, surveyor, died the 3rd of March 1893.
yeah, there you go, he was aged 35. Busy, isn't it?
Yeah. There's a bird on the end there, what's that?
Oh yeah, that's a tui,
A tui? Oh, okay.
I think. Yes.
There you go.
There we go.
Yep.
There's a couple of birds that sort of appear
Sure.
black and a shimmery blue sting. And the one that you see all the time is the tui, easily identified because of the 2 white feathers on the front.
Yeah.
Which,
There he is, up in the tree, bare tree.
yeah,
You see him?
according to legend, they were given those white feathers because they were cowards, because they didn't want to join the Kiwis on the floor of the forest, because they were asked by the gods.
Really?
Yeah.
Where did you read that?
Oh, I don't know. When I was reading about the fauna
Oh.
and flora of this place, the gods asked for volunteers to go onto the floor of the forest to keep it clear, and the Kiwis put their hand up and went yay. All the others objected, and for some unknown reason these guys also objected, but they were called cowards and were given a couple of white feathers to show their cowardice. I think that's pretty sad really, because
Yeah.
there's lots of other birds that decided they weren't going to go down there.
Yeah. It's fascinating. But as you can see, I'm being bitten. I've got to show you. These things here, they're only small. Bloody hell do they bite. And it hurts.
Oh look,
See? Look, it's Kevin's been bitten.
that's proper bitten, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, back to the van. Post haste. I'm glad it's not only me. I feel a bit bad, but they're all bastard flies.
Oh, he's the fellow that was waiting for the people in the trucks.
Yeah. So, they say come to New Zealand, ain't nothing gonna bite you, ain't nothing gonna chew you, eat you, poison you. These tiny little black things. Look, there's another one, look. Go off me. Oh, I'm so itchy now. You're not itchy with that blood?
No, I didn't even realise.
We'll have to get the surgeon. Isn't it weird how they could just go for your legs though?
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe they can't fly any higher. A bit like carrot flies, you know. You put carrot. If you want to get rid of carrot flies on your carrots, put them in a pot about 18 inches off
Can
the
you open
ground.
the door, please? So I can be rescued.
Sorry. Yeah.
There's you bleeding. Your life.
Yeah. It's precious.
I'll tell you what though. Some of the mozzies here, they don't mess about. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, into the van we should go. See you later, guys.
See ya.
Bye.
Good morning. So, as you can see, Willow decided to have a go. I made it look so easy yesterday that she said, yeah, I can do this. You watch, the road's going to get a lot worse today, because yesterday it was quite straight.
Yeah, and there's quite a few potholes. One thing that we forgot to mention yesterday is, before you come on this journey, make sure you've got enough fuel, because there's no petrol garages for, what was it, 154?
150 kilometres. It says there's a sign that's why I was getting confused. It is the highway is 195 kilometres long, and there's a sign at the beginning that says last gas for 150 kilometres. So yeah, make sure you got enough to get to the end.
And that wasn't the last joke. Some people call jokes a gas.
Do they?
Yeah, I laugh.
Ah, okay.
Just so you know, we had a very pleasant night's sleep. It was very dark, it was very quiet. Kevin thinks he might have heard a kiwi. I heard something, but I don't know what it was. And maybe from the time we parked up, a dozen cars went by, but since this morning, at least a dozen cars have gone by, so obviously the afternoons are quieter. But yeah, it was a nice park up, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, all the time I was driving yesterday, didn't really come across too many vehicles coming towards us, and when we did, we were in a position where it was nice and easy. Of course, today Willow's driving, and a camper van comes the other way. Yeah, that was interesting.
She skidded as she braked.
Yeah.
I'm like, shit. We just about got past each other. So we've been driving for what, about an hour?
Yeah, hour and a half, something like that. Hour and a half. Yeah, well, it's 11:30 now. It's about 10 o'clock when we set out.
So about an hour and a half, and we've come to a section. You can't camp here. There is a campsite and places you can camp just up the way. And we've come to a big part of the river. And
Before the advent of trains and stuff, they used to run riverboat services up and down it. 50 shillings was the fare.
I don't know how much that is. Kevin will know, but I won't know how much that is.
£2.50.
I told you'd know. Someone's out showing.
And this was in the sort of 1890s, so a lot of money.
Oh yeah.
Plus, if you wanted to do the full route, it would take you 3 days, and there was a couple of stop-offs. So there was obviously it was going to cost you extra. So it was 2 and 6. There was a riverboat that was stationed at one point, and then there was a hotel at another point, and I think it was 10 and 6 it said on the notice for the hotel for a night stay. 2 and 6 is 25p, 10 and 6 is 57.5p, 52.5p. There we go.
Yeah.
I'm at that age that can work in both systems, you see.
Yeah.
But if you think about how much it is, and there was one section, because they set up the riverboat service. It was subsidised by the government, so the settlers could come in and move their stock and get supplies and mail. And once the railway was built, it went into decline, and it finally finished in 1939. And at that point, it was only being used for mail. One of the sections, it takes 1.5 hours to go downstream, and 8.5 hours to come back upstream.
Is that because of rapids? And
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
if we show you a little bit of the river, it's quite fast flowing.
Yeah.
And it was quite a popular service by all accounts, because they had 12 steamboats.
Wow.
Plus a number of powered canoes, or canal powered. Powered
Cool.
canoes. So yeah, it would have been quite a popular service.
What's the best way to show them the river?
Oh, down here. So this isn't the river that runs through the valley, as far as I can work out. It's way too big and wide, and the valley is way too high. So this is obviously a different section going somewhere else.
Can you take it down there?
Not really.
Okay. It's quite fast flowing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And if you look over there, where the stones are, that's where the original landing would have been for this place.
Oh.
Either there or...
Not here, no.
Well, no. Or over there. They do show a photograph, but the photograph itself is not great. And I was trying to work it out. I couldn't, so... Yeah, they just said it's on the opposite side, and those two look like the sort of landings that would have been here.
I want to burst into song. Mississippi. Wrong continent, I know, but...
Wrong continent, wrong river.
Wrong tone.
So this is one of the one lane bridges. It's quite a small one, this one. But we're trying to work out, so one side always has priority, but there's no sort of logic or reason as to which side has priority. It's not like the first bridge you come to, you get it, and then the next bridge they get it, and so on. Sometimes you approach a bridge and you have to stop and give way, and you can't even see what's coming around the bridge. I suppose that works. And also the reverse is true. I don't know, I think if you look at it logically, it would be sensible for the one that gives way to be able to see what's coming. But some of these bridges you can't see what's coming in. You get priority or not. And this is the end, the other end, the Forgotten World Highway. We're now on Highway 4. Wow, what a difference. So when we see here, diesel's 232. On the other end, it was 209. Well, actually it was 203, I think.
Yeah, it was 203 at one
Yeah, 203 at one stage. Mind you, that is a BP, so we have a new world, and we have a whole bunch of shops.
So we're going to say goodbye, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.